Hi, this is Tony Crystal from the Training Center. Today I'd like to show you how to do a traditional CMA using MoxiPresent. So for this presentation, you would be on the landing page for presentations. These are my presentations that you're seeing on the screen. It will be your home page. Any presentations you've created will be here. They are all labeled seller, 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 buyer, etc. I want to create something new today, so I'm going to go over here to the right side and press this little blue button that says Create New. And I want to create a seller traditional CMA. Press continue. The next page is going to give me what presentation template do I want to use? Today I'm going to use just the default seller. Make sure the radio button's checked, 12 pages, and continue. You want to name your CMA, either the address or maybe the homeowner's name. And make sure you're in the correct MLS if you belong to more than one, and press create. It's going to generate on my screen here, and it will land over here to the left for me to then use my template to create my CMA. The CMA has 5 steps: subject, property, search, listings, estimate, and pages. Right now we have 12 pages. I'm going to add listings and I'm going to add a subject property. The subject property is the first page. This page you can fill out from scratch, or you can try to use an old MLS number and put it in the box here. It will search back 2 to 3 years. It may or may not find the listing you're looking for. If it's recent, it'll pop up. If not, you may not. So just know that one key, you must put an H in front of the number and press copy. But if you're not getting an old MLS number, you need to add the information from scratch. So here, under location, make sure you use the correct address. And city and state, because this is going to search the location map. You want to make sure that information is accurate. Then you just go down the page and fill it out. I'm not going to spend time filling it out so that I waste time on this video, but this is where you would just fill out as much information as you can. You can put remarks in, you can put when it last listed and sold. All that information is totally up to you. For this, I'd like to add a photo because I didn't use an old MLS. I went by, I took a picture of the house, and I'm going to add that photo here by pressing the browse button. I left it on my desktop so I can find it easily, and there it is. That is my photo. Again, just drive by, take a picture. The next tab over is my search tab. The search tab is where I'm searching my MLS comparables. What's going to happen first is the property is going to get searched by location. So here I see a couple of them that might be good for me to use, but not everything. Some of this is on the border of Scarsdale, so I'm seeing Scarsdale listings, which I would probably not use. However, I see several that I will use. So let's go and check the ones that I'd like to use. This is not a comparable, even though it is around the corner. I will take this comparable. By pressing that little button, it turns to the plus to a check, and that's what I'd like. These are the comparables that I'm going to use. And again, some of them will be good comps, some of them will not be good comps when you do this from the location search. It gives me some of them, but not all of them. I may have others that I have in mind that I'm not seeing here, and that's just the way it is. It won't always search exactly everything because it's searching the location. You can, if you like, filter up here. If you want to change the price, you can add and filter the price. You can add and filter beds and bathrooms, and you can also filter other things here that might help you find more on the location search. However, for this, I did pull a few. I have 4 of them that I chose, and I know that there are more because I did go into the MLS to find more. So here I'm just going to click this little MLS button. It keeps my 4 that I've already chosen, and I'm going to add several more that I know are great comps for this property, but did not come up on the location search because not everything does. So I'm going to go and add these numbers. Remember, if you're using one key, you need to add the H in front of the number. So let's go. I have two more. 60, oops, and I hope I'm typing these right. 605 9267 H609 4385 H, one more, 609 5881, and all I want to do is press this search button, and it's going to bring up more comparables that I've picked when I went into the MLS and did a more detailed search. These are good comps that I want to use, and a couple of them that are still there from before. I think 10 Orchard was still there. Okay, so now I have 8 comparables, and that's good for me for right now. Next tab over is the Listings tab. The Listing tab will give me the listings that I've chosen for my comparables. I want to put them in order of active, pendings, and solds. So what I'm going to do is click on the order by, press active to sold, and then it'll show actives, pendings, and solds. I can also remove any properties that I don't want to use any longer that I think maybe aren't good comps. I can also adjust the edit remarks. So these are the remarks coming directly out of MLS. Maybe I want to adjust them. You could also add a custom listing here. Maybe you know of something that's off market, or maybe you know of a for sale by owner that you want to add to your comp list. You can do that using the add custom listings. I'm good right now with my listings, so my subject property is in place with the photo. I did my search for location and MLS. My listings are in place. The next tab over is the estimate tags. This is somewhere you can add, create range if you want or not. It gives me a minimum price. It does kind of average out the comparables that I've used, and I want $849,500. Let's go to $8 to $949,500 and apply that. That is now going to be on my comparable on my presentation. Remarks here. You can put remarks in here. You know, White Plains is hot. Many buyers, not enough listings. Again, anything you want to say there. There's also a little tab here that says estimated net proceeds. You can fill this out or not. If you decide not to fill it out, you can just remove it from one of the pages when we get there. But this would be, what if your house sold for $950,000? What's your mortgage? What's the commission? Any other fees that you have? You can create this page for your sellers so they can get an idea of how much they're going to end up with once the sale of their house happens. I'm going to press continue. And the last page here is my pages, and we're done with this CMA. There's a cover page, there's a subject property, there's a listing location map, a listing overview, a listing side by side, status comparisons, listing averages, prices and days on market. This is the pages. These are all the pages that we're going to have in our presentation. This is, again, the reason we went to MoxiPresent is because this is a digital document. You can send it to your client web version or print version. The web version is going to give you interactive abilities for your client to see. All they have to do is press in. Something's pop up. The property analysis, again, here's the number that I've chosen. And I am going to remove the net proceeds page because I didn't put anything on that page. So I am going to take that away, remove. And then there's the agent profile. Make sure your profile is in place so that it shows up here. I could save this as a template if I want. If I'd like to use this, it's again a very basic and simple CMA. I did not add any pages to this. I removed only one page, and that is my CMA. 5 steps and you're done. Now, you can view this CMA by pressing view, and you can view it through the web version, the portrait print version, or the landscape print version. You can email this to your client by sending the document. Make sure that when you send it, you do the web version as well as the print version. You type their email address in place here. Oops. Oh God, it's late. And just make sure you press return so that the email will come below here. This has still got to be fixed, so I have to remove it. Subject, greeting, message, and send. Make sure that you are CC'd to get a copy. So that is basically your traditional CMA. Let me just go real quick back to my home page here, because what happens is this CMA that I just created is going to land. The first one on my presentation page. I can do several things here. I could click the pencil. It'll take me right back into the program in order to make modifications. Maybe I want to add another comparable. Maybe I want to remove a comparable. It will also tell me it took me 9 minutes to create this. It will also tell me this is an action button. I can view web or print. I could share this. I could email this. I can change the name by pressing my settings. I could duplicate it, delete it, archive it, create a quick flyer. There's a separate video for that. And assign an agent or a team and add a co-presenter. So if you have 2 people doing this presentation, you can add the other person. Their picture will appear as well as their bio. And that is how you create a traditional CMA. Hopefully this was helpful. So I hope I see you on the next video. Thanks for joining me today. It's Tony Crystal.